and impact the masses.
In the podcast system, thought-provoking content is considered especially heinous. In Long Beach, California, the two men dedicated to discussing these topics are members of an elite squad known as the Doormen. These are their stories.
Greetings, salutation, Earthlings. Welcome to a new episode of The Doormen.
Belly Kiliki Maka.
Manuel lo Karisimasi. We're back. My name is Evangelist, and
Steven in the building.
And if I sound like last night was a hell of a night, that's because that exactly was the case.
Yep.
Real quick shout out. Happy birthday, Aaron. We were out and about celebrating the birthday. And, if you know anything about the way we celebrate, it's Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And
yeah.
we come right at you, in your face, all the good stuff, right? We keep it fun, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's absolutely fun.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to be
bad for your health, but fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely bad for your health. But, for that reason, I make my way to the gym. I did not today, but tomorrow there will be a workout session bright and early in the morning. And,
That sounds terrible.
Well, I mean, you have to do it. If
good
you
for
like
you,
to,
but it sounds like I'd rather
if you
get
like
kicked
to
in the
lead
nuts.
the life, right, that gluttonous lifestyle, or the partying, the eating, the drinking. If you
Hence
like to
the
do
balance.
all that as much as the balance,
The balance
Absolutely.
that you found, right?
Absolutely, you got to have that balance where you go and try to. It's kind of like a controlled chaos, right? You got to control the chaos that you put onto your body, because the burdens of overeating, over drinking, living the unhealthy lifestyle, it somewhat balances.
Let me ask you this question. So if somebody were to be like, I went on an absolute cocaine binge last week, but what I'm going to do is drink a lot of water because I'm going to balance it out.
I mean, I don't know.
Is that acceptable?
When you say it that way, it sounds crappy. You know what I mean? It sounds like that's the stupidest thing you could possibly think of doing. But you look about if you do on those if you go on the cocaine binges, hell of a drug.
Hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Hey, but if you do go on those binges, I mean, come on, natural thing. Hydrate yourself afterward. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'm just
like
saying.
go through
if you're the type of person who's like, hey, I'm going to do
water.
7 kilos of blow tonight, and then be like, I'll just drink.
Hey, you look like straight Tony Montana with your fucking nose.
13 gallons of water tomorrow, and I should be okay.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, be realistic, right? If you go on some binge, like whether it's like a Coke binge, a drinking binge, or whatever the hell binge you go on, right? Of course, it's not your detoxing. It's not going to be as rapid as that little party session. It's not going to be an overnight thing. Like, you better take 3-4 days off, and
right,
rehab the body,
mud jack your house, because it's going to be a long time you're not sleeping.
Yeah.
So another shout out, my cousin Josh and his wife Layla had their baby this morning.
Oh shit!
8 a.m.
Congrats!
Mm-hmm.
Congrats
to the new parents. Baby girl.
But baby girl. Okay. Watch out.
Watch out.
Woo.
Yeah. No name yet.
No name.
That's very, very typical of my cousin Josh.
Is there a list of potentials?
I'm sure there's names, yes, but my cousin Josh is not.
Just nonchalant.
He thinks
it'll come.
The baby's not going to answer when I call a name right away. So why do we have to have a name right away? Right. I think it's great.
Most people though, right?
Yeah.
Most
have the name picked out. Have it tattooed on them before the baby's born.
Like if you go to some of these baby showers, they have games where I believe the games kind of decide the name. Yeah, they're like, put your vote in. Like, huh?
My kid's name's going to be Chavez Ravine.
How ironic, huh?
Yeah.
You a Dodger fan.
Yeah.
Kicking out all your people.
Weird.
Right? Weird.
Chavez Ravine.
Kicking out all your people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Relocating them.
Mm-hmm.
not reimbursing them.
Well, they shouldn't have been standing there.
Okay. Okay. Hey, so if you had family members,
Displaced by Chavez Ravine.
What decade was that? That was what?
1959. They came here.
Okay.
58.
Yeah. So if your family was uprooted, according to Stephen,
you shouldn't have been standing there because the train was coming. So just get out of the way and stop living in the past.
Spoken like a true Doyer fan, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know. Well, hey, this week's recap. Oh man, I finally got back to trucking.
Hey.
Finally got back to trucking. Shout out to AI Trans. That's the name of the company we've revamped. And the green truck is coming into a terminal near you. But yeah, got back to trucking, and I don't know.
Green truck like color or electric?
It's a green colored.
Oh, thank God.
Manual.
Thought you were in a
truck.
Thought you were in a.
Yeah. No, but so awesome, man. I missed it. It was a solid month since I had been in a terminal, right? But recently I was doing like these yard to yard moves. So taking a load from my yard to a load, to a yard out there in Santa Fe Springs, or to Gardena. Like
That's not a long haul at all.
Yeah, just yard to yard. No, I only do local moves. Even coming from the port. Actually, I made a move on Friday to Moreno Valley. That was pretty far trips, but yeah, that close. Nothing crazy at all. I'm home every night. It's awesome. I love it. But yeah, totally missed the terminals. It's been a while. Been a month. Back at it like crack addicts.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, great week. Sister's getting better.
That's good.
That was awesome.
Fantastic.
What else?
We need her back on the men so she can be scooping up those throws at first base from the softball team.
Right. Well, we're kind of having issues right now because no one wants to take the reins of management.
Yeah. Don't even ask. I won't do it.
No.
I'm a player strictly. I will not be management.
Right. Strictly played. He won't manage the branch bandits, but yeah, we're trying to muster up a management committee.
What happened to the momager?
One person. She wants to do. She wants to hand the reins off.
She wants to live life.
She wants to live life.
Yeah, it's a hard, it's fucking rough, balls.
It's a rough thing.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a rough thing. She's stressed because she was committed to doing such a good job. So who knows? We'll figure it out. And then it's Aaron's birthday, so celebrated last night. Awesome time, great week. How was yours?
Fantastic.
Okay, that's it.
No, work is work. Family's family. It's going good. Ran out of gas on Wednesday in the company truck, and I told the guy, I won't say his name on this podcast.
Wow.
But he works there.
Put him on blast.
And his brother works there. And his brother's one of the new subscribers. So I told him when he left, he's sending me to Rancho Santa Margarita from Irvine. Yeah, you know who we are. Bing bong. Sends me to Rancho Santa Margarita in the work truck to deliver a panel.
Okay.
40 miles in the tank. And I said, hey, bro, I'm not going to drive that truck. He's like, well, fill it up. I'm like, kiss my ass. I'm not filling up the company truck. I don't drive the truck. I'm not going to put my money into somebody else. No, not going to happen.
Wow.
Right.
They ask you to put your money.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Right. Wild.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy shit. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck that.
So I'm like, okay. I said, you better have your phone on when I inevitably run out of gas. So I'm on the toll road, and the exit that I need to get on the 261, there's like a city vehicle in front of it.
Right.
With the exit closed. I'm like, well, this is great. Takes me all the way to the 91 East.
Not only were you running out of gas, but you had to take a longer,
unprecedented
scenic
detour.
route.
Correct.
Holy shit.
So I get to the house to deliver this panel. On my way back, I get off on Jamboree, and so I called him. I'm like, I really hope to God you're in your car on your way to where I am right now. And it's one of those shift knobs, so you can't just put it in neutral and cruise downhill.
Right.
So I had to start it and wait for it to turn over and then turn to neutral real quick. Good thing I'm mechanically inclined, right?
I would have been fucking pulled over.
Because you can't. It's in park.
Right.
Or you have to start it or it has to be running to switch gears. Also, there's a little trick. You can go into the seat and there's a red pull. You pull it and it disengages the transmission. But whatever.
Oh, whatever.
So I go in. I get a gas can from these guys that are just sitting there shooting their shit. Put $9 in. Take it back. And now I was pissed off. And the guy was gone for the day.
Wow.
Yeah. So I texted him. I said, I'm going to thump you in the morning. I'm going to thump you in the morning.
That dude.
And then, then the next day somebody else drives a truck. And then one of the boss comes and goes, who drove the truck last? I said, I did. He said, why'd you leave it empty? I said, because I fucking ran out of gas. He's like, why didn't you fill it up? I'm like, why don't you have a gas card? It'd be much easier to do that. So now my task is getting gas cards and new trucks for the company.
Okay. Hey. So, fuck that.
Yeah.
He absolutely hated it.
I was
Never do it again.
fucking mad.
Guys, never let it happen.
My mom ran out of gas when I was young, little, and we had to walk on the freeway to get gas. And since that day,
Wow.
we weren't like dodging traffic like in San Diego border crossing. We weren't doing that. We were just on the shoulder and probably had to walk off the off ramp. In my mind, there were monsters trying to step on us and aliens shooting at us, and it was just in my head, it was blown out.
You know what? I was an idiot one time. Well, I've been an idiot many times.
There you go. Clarification.
I ran out of gas, and so I pushed the car home.
Not to a gas station.
Not to a gas station. I pushed the car. No, because I was on these inner streets, probably about 10 blocks from my house, and I was like, all right, let me just push the car home instead of walking to the gas station, grabbing a gas can, and walking gas back.
Let me ask, how many gas stations did you push your car past?
No. There wasn't a single gas station in that route. But instead of, going and getting a gas can,
right?
The easy route, I ended up pushing a Sonoma, GMC Sonoma.
Oh shit!
All the way home, just walking it down the street.
Yeah,
like an idiot.
That's crazy. I have never in my personal vehicles, never in my life ran out of gas, and it is firmly because my mom ran out of gas when I was younger.
Wow.
I will not.
It happened to me twice.
Will not do it.
Happened to me twice.
If I'm in the car with somebody and their car's like on E, I'm stressed out. I'm like, Yeah.
No, but I don't know. Just being a brute, I don't know why. Pushing the car, that was the first thing that came to mind, right?
I immediately thought,
it never dawns on me, oh man, let me go get a gas can.
Right.
And just transport gas.
Also, side note, at a gas station now, they only sell the gallon gas cans.
Right.
They don't sell the big ones anymore.
Right. Yeah, because you only need a gallon.
Not nowadays.
Well, just to put it in there and then get your ass to the gas station, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you're not going to refuel your entire,
No, but you would get it to where you could, I obviously to the gas station, but you got to buy the gas can, you got to buy the $6 gas, and then you got to drive it and then fill it up again. It's just a triple kick in the nuts.
I mean, it is more convenient than pushing it there.
A 5-gallon would be plenty where you could fill it up and just fume till you calm down and then fill it up again.
Okay. Okay. Hey, he's got all the brilliant ideas. I just ramble, and that's what we do here on the Doormen.
Yeah.
So good week recap. So next segment, we talked about doing the Doormen perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of things have gone on, but I personally wanted to add the Doormen perspective to that DeSantis Newsom debate.
Yeah.
And the perspective I wanted to provide is the idea that Newsom. I mean, I don't want to just say, oh yeah, he's a sleazeball or DeSantis is a saint, because they're both politicians,
Right.
But the idea that people in that realm can look you square, look straight into the camera and blatantly lie with numbers that don't line up on the screen. I believe they think the general population is stupid. Tell me what.
Well, also they've said so many lies so frequently that you start to believe your own bullshit.
But they think very little of the American populace. They think really little of
Both sides.
The common American.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Lesser on the conservative side,
right.
but like, yeah, the Democratic side just panders.
I truly think DeSantis has he means well. I think he means well. I think he truly wants to do right. Right?
I kind of don't like him.
I mean, I'm not saying whether I like him or not, but just assessing him as a person, I think he wants to do right. He wants to do right by the country. He wants to do right by the state of Florida. Whereas Newsom, I mean, when you have, we talked about Xi Jinping coming into town, him cleaning up the streets of San Francisco, right? I mean, that's a good thing for the population, right? For the citizens of San Francisco,
right?
Residents of San Francisco. Cleaning up the streets of San Francisco is an absolutely great thing. But he wouldn't do it for them. Right. He won't do it for the San Francisco citizen, but he will do it for a foreign
false
leader.
Pretenses.
Yeah, but
because he owed China.
It just truly shows you who this man is, right?
Right.
And I think anyone with the opportunity to vote Newsom out, I mean, that should be plenty ammo. That should be plenty motivation for you to do so.
Vote that and the fact
find a way to vote that guy
that
out
and that
of whatever it is he's running for. I don't care if he decides to run for president or
Well, I don't think
governor.
he did himself any sort of benefit going up against DeSantis,
right?
Because DeSantis is not the best debater,
right?
Or even the best talker.
He did well in bringing up facts,
right?
Because that's what he can bring up. Policy, facts.
Right. And that goes to show you DeSantis' newness in this world.
Sure.
When he says, well, here's the facts, because facts don't have feelings, right?
Right.
But the other side of that coin is like the liberal side says feelings don't care about your facts, which is that's fact.
Yeah.
Because
truth.
Newsom was asked questions several times.
Okay.
And his answers, he is such a good talker.
Oh, absolutely.
That before you know it, you're like, huh.
Well,
you know what? Here's all my money and take my daughter as well.
Right.
Because you're like, oh. When you asked him, hey, what time is it? And before you know it, you've given your whole life.
I catch myself doing this sometimes, right? You just talk. You just start rambling, and a lot of times the words that you string along in a sentence sound good enough. You know what I mean? Sounds good, and then you find yourself eluding an answer, or eluding truth, right? I mean, I personally don't elude truth. I personally look to dive into truth, but with him, this guy just rambles on, puts words together, sounds good, right? And then all of a sudden, after about 3 or 4 sentences, you realize this guy didn't even address the question.
Or you don't. Or you think that, most people don't realize that he didn't answer the question.
Yeah. Well,
and they're like, oh, wow, he is really intelligent. Yeah.
He's so charismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
he has a face I'd like to fucking break.
But he's kind of like a Hollywood face, right?
Yeah, it makes me sick.
He kind of has a Clooney-esque, younger Clooney-esque type situation.
I guess.
Pretty tall.
I think he looks like Jim Carrey in the Curious Case of Lemony Snicket. That's what I think.
I don't know.
Watch that movie and tell me that's not Gavin Newsom playing that character.
I will. I'll watch it. I've seen it already, but I'll have to
just rewatch it. You're like, oh, look, Newsom
look.
with his hair uncombed.
It's Gavin.
Yeah. There's another video of him where somebody was asking him a question about taxes, and he dodged that question. And then they say, well, do you want to talk about when you slept with your friend's wife?
Wow.
And he goes,
wow.
He just walks away like a petulant child walks away and then starts throwing, name calls at the reporter, and this is why you guys don't sell newspapers, because you guys are just out for the quick story. And the reporter's like, uh-huh.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So I'll take your non-answer as
in
you
defense
don't really
of the
care.
reporter, right? In defense of the reporter, you would absolutely want to call a governor out on something like that. Why? Because it's an attestment.
Right.
It's a testimony of his character, right?
Right.
And who wants a sleazebag like that, running for any place of authority? No one.
Yeah, I don't think, as I said, he did himself any favors for his whatever moving forward presidential campaign, because he is. You can only smile for so long before somebody's like, "Hey, go and cut the bullshit and answer the question."
How much of that bullshit?
Yeah.
Could a person sit down and take?
Right.
Bro. That's,
Can you imagine somebody like, Putin coming to meet Newsom as a president and be like, "Hey, like, are you gonna knock off this nuclear weapons?" And he's gonna go, "You know what though? Silicon Valley's doing well."
yeah.
You're like, "What?"
Or he'll say, you know what? You heard about that nuclear plant out in Japan, and you're like, you get him.
Yeah.
He mentions the word nuclear, and then he's like, you veer it off to something.
Yeah.
And he's like,
You know what's nuclear?
what? Yeah. My ratings.
Yeah. Yeah. This fucking guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's terrible.
Yeah, it's horrible, man.
Thought on him is he's just useless.
Yeah, well, he's a face.
He serves no purpose to me.
He's a face. That's
Yeah.
what he is. He's a face of something.
And his in-laws moved to Florida, so what does that tell you?
Right.
Whoops.
Hate it. So do you have something that you want to provide?
Sports,
Go ahead.
as always. Winter meetings for baseball is going to come to a conclusion at the end of this coming week. And I'm really hoping that the Dodgers go out and get Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, wow.
He's a free agent.
Nice.
And we're one of the few teams that can afford him.
Big money.
They're talking $600
What
million.
would that contract look like?
10 years, $600 million.
Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Maybe more.
You know what, man? I mean,
10 years, $800 million, maybe. But he's a generational talent.
Oh, what an opportunity missed not playing baseball.
Yeah, I'm not even close to Ohtani level, though. But I will tell you, he is generational.
Uh-huh.
And when he came in, I was super angry that the Angels got him.
Uh-huh.
But hey, they did their due diligence and they signed him hurt. He didn't play for the first year. But he is the next Babe Ruth for sure.
Wow.
He can hit for power, and he can throw 105 miles an hour. So
Comparable to Trout.
no, Trout couldn't throw a strike if he had to. And in recent years, Mike Trout has shown that he can't hit a fucking baseball for his life.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like as far as being an overall.
Oh, Trout was the number one player in the league for a long time.
Not
He's
anymore.
just
Aged.
I personally think he's just over losing with the Angels, and he's wasted 13 years of his life,
Wow.
and he's not ever won.
Wow.
And he's just like, well, what do I got? Who do you have to
Wow.
fuck to get traded around here? That's what he's thinking. Yeah,
Poor guy.
but
Well, that's,
it's gonna be
that's
big
sports.
money spent this offseason. Big money.
Looking forward to the season. Yeah, well, if I was a baseball fan, I bet I'd be a little more excited about things.
I bet you didn't even know they had winter meetings, did you?
I did not know. And so kudos to your educating me.
My
once
knowledge.
again.
Yeah.
Your knowledge. Love it. Well, off to the meat and potatoes.
Let's do it.
So we wanted to bring to you all, again, what we're about here is just life lessons. We want to say things that would benefit society as a whole.
We're men of action.
Absolutely men of action. And then, so what better subject matter to speak on than to give you guys rules that us as doormen live by. So, did you want to kick this off? Because I've been doing a lot.
Are we going to go one for one? Or
One
we're
for
gonna
one, yeah.
All right. So one of my rules that I live by is you fuck around and find out. No. No, I'm kidding. No,
If you fuck around, you will.
You will find out.
And if you want to find out,
fuck around. Yeah. Maybe it is. Maybe it is a good one. Yeah. But I've said it before that I always try to talk to people. I have no shame. I guess I'm not embarrassed. I always try to at least, at the drive-thrus or the grocery stores or the person taking my money at the car wash, whatever. How's your day? Is it almost over? Blah, 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 just to get them to. And I guess the bottom line is I always try to be nice initially.
I see.
Until.
I was having a conversation with a cousin of mine because I was telling him how I admire his ability to focus in on the interaction with people, right? Like for some reason, I grew up as this kind of like business oriented. So if I didn't have any, if I were going to a store and the clerk, and I kept it very business oriented.
Here's my money.
Here's my money.
Thanks for the donuts.
Of course you'd be the please and thank you. That's what I'm here for. Please and thank you. Just being courteous, right? But like never engaging in conversation, never making any, never giving compliments or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I should. The older I get, I realize the importance of, that interaction, that like concern with someone, and I don't know. I was talking to Suge, and I was admiring him for, his ability to do that.
Suge is a great example of how you can have a discussion with somebody and never veer off your original points and let them say everything that they want to say before you just eviscerate them with your own words. I've seen this many, many, many times. He lets people get their points out, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
right.
Okay, all right, you're done." Verbal, just lava, and they're just eviscerated.
Flamethrower.
Yeah,
right. Right. Yeah, I mean, but the concern for people in whatever it is, like if the intention for engagement is there, the engagement will be a very thoughtful engagement.
Right.
Right. And I just admire that. I've seen that in you. I have another cousin, Tanu. He brought that to my attention when we were younger. Like my inability to do it or my unwillingness to engage in it like that. Like, hey, you gotta, give a compliment, make them laugh.
Yeah, you know what else it is too? Is like when there's like if you swipe your card and it's taking like extra long to process.
Right.
If there's like something and you just like
and just standing
you're
there.
just gonna stand there and be like,
yeah.
I'm gonna be like, huh. So what's your day look like? Or are you almost done?
Yeah.
Or, just so you, because I think most people who are behind a cash register just think that people, think that they're less than just because. Not you. I'm saying for the most part, people are like, because at 7-Eleven you can be like, hey, can I get this? And they're like, yeah, it's $7. And you're like, why? So why are you mad? Why are you mad, bro?
Okay. I mean, you really think it's, you really think they put that much thought into the people they're standing across from? Do you think it's like, man, I just can't wait to go home?
Yeah, I think it's more of, I don't want to be here, or I'm mad that I've been here for 5 years or whatever. I don't know. Okay. But I don't give them the chance to give me a little bit of a shit attitude. Because I'll be like, oh, yeah.
You just
yeah, what are you going to
off
fucking
the top.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's awesome. Hey, yeah, I admire you guys for doing that, man. I have to put that into practice, and I promise I definitely will try. So
speaking of 7-Eleven, side note, I cannot stand it when you walk into a store and somebody's on the phone with their earbuds. And they're checking you out, and they're talking to whoever they're talking to. I cannot fucking stand it.
Oh yeah, you know what? That bothers me too.
Yeah, because at that point, I want to put all the niceness out and flick the earbud. I'm like, hey, do you not know you're at work?
You're right.
You're at work right now.
Right.
You jag off.
This is customer service.
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah,
whoever that is.
Never even make eye contact with you, and they're just like,
right,
in whatever native language they're speaking. But they're just like you throwing your shit like.
You're like, look, I'm the customer.
You're like, hey, bro, like
a customer service gig.
Get off the fucking phone. Jesus.
Yeah. Totally hate it, man. Well, so a rule that I live by, right? So everything that I do, everything that I commit to doing, I try to do it from a place of love, right? I never try to begin movements based on frustration, based on hate, based on rage, right? I'm like, you hear a lot of people describe themselves as action, think last, or strike first, ask questions last, shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
Not thinking, just impulsively going into shit. That's not me.
Fuck them all, let the paramedics sort them out kind of thing.
Yeah. That ain't me, bro. Like, I think about everything, right? So because I do that, and I'm not saying that's a good practice in and of itself, but it's a habit. It's a my flaw, like thinking about shit, right? So I'm gonna think first, action in a little while after I formulated my plan. But every time I move, the plan is to move because I love something. Move out of the love for something.
Right.
Instead of moving out of the fear of something, moving out of the frustration, moving out of any of those terrible motivations, right? I want to be motivated by love. Oh, I'm going to go work out because I love myself. I love my body. I love starting my day like this. I'm going to eat this because I love, or I'm going to binge out on hamburgers because you know what? I love the idea that I've,
sounds good.
Right. I love the idea that I've had a great, let's say, exercise run for the past 3-4 days. I stayed committed, stayed clean, and then I love to eat, and then I love the fact that I accomplished that. Here I go. Not, oh my God, I'm just so tired of eating tofu. I'm gonna go.
Right.
Sometimes you eat out of frustration for your current regimen. I try not to do that. Right. I try to it's like it seems simple. It seems kind of stupid. It seems kind of corny, but you really do have to set your mind to whatever the fuck,
Right.
Even if it's like a simple kind of switch in your head like that, or I'm going to see it like this. I'm not going to see it in that way.
Yeah.
Right. So it's benefited me in my life doing things in that way. Like, oh man, I'm going to do this. I love this. Right.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. What's your next, bro?
It took me a while to get to this way, but like letting go of things you can't control, right?
Oh.
Like I used to be concerned about paying bills, let's say, right? Like, oh man, what am I gonna do? And then you got to start worrying about this because you just paid that, and you only have 31 days till the next one's up. But just if you're so concerned and like inundated with making the money to pay the bills, you're not going to enjoy the life that you have in between the bills, right?
Okay.
And what would Evan do? Maybe that's what the bottom principle of this second value is.
Okay.
Is you're always going to make more money, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, just don't worry about things you can't control.
Right.
Like if again, that stupid window, like 5 years ago,
that you almost murdered a dude.
I would
over.
I would still be fuming about that.
Yeah.
If it was 5 years ago.
Yeah. You gotta let it go, right?
Yeah, and I let go of it that day.
Well, I mean, okay, think about it like this, right? When it's all said and done, we've said this before. When it's all said and done, all you have is your relationships and experiences, right?
Right.
So the inability to let some terrible shit go gets in the way of both of those things.
Correct.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there it is there.
Yeah, I guess let it go.
Let
Frozen.
it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
It's just another love TKO. No? 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 Teddy Pendergrass?
KP?
Teddy P?
I was doing Frozen, but you can get to
I had to take it back, man. Some soul, a little bit of, a little shoe-wop.
Holla at you, Teddy P.
Yeah. Well, okay. Another thing, a little rule or kind of like a rule, mantra. I realize that everything that has happened to me in my life is my fault. Everything is of my own doing. And even if you can point to things that, hey, maybe it wasn't in your control, it was, no way you could have done anything about it. There is something that you could have taken control of.
Yeah.
Right? Like, again, we were talking about listening to the Gavin Newsom and two people listening to Gavin Newsom from different sides of the aisle, let's say political beliefs. You can spin what he says and allow it to make complete sense, or you can be, on the right side of things and you're like, okay, this is garbage according to the numbers that are right. So in the same way that we have the ability to spin things and get this mental outcome, we can take a look at the things that happen and look for and mentally grasp things in the situation that, what? I could have done something different there.
Right.
I could have done something different there. That would have totally, caused the outcome to go this way, right? You can absolutely take as much control over your situation as possible. So yeah, everything that happens is my fault.
Of your own doing.
It's of your own doing.
Yeah.
Right? Never passed that bug.
Nope. I guess my third one again, as of lately, kind of, I don't know if it ties in with what you just said, but like not loving what you lost, but just to, I guess love what you lost, right? Because at some point, whatever is no longer in your life, you want it to be in your life at one point. And, you could sit there and be like, fuck this, fuck that, I can't believe this, blah, blah, blah. But it forges you ahead to be the person that you are today. So for a long time, I was just like, fuck all them expansions, whatever. But it kind of ties in, I chose to make the decisions, and I am the man I am today because of those decisions.
Absolutely.
So, and nothing from my past is still around. So
right. Yeah.
Love what you lost.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of more of the let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, when a child reaches 2 years old, you have the right to punch him in the stomach or the throat.
Wait a minute. You leave Adam alone, God dang it.
Oh, Adam never.
Jesus
He'll
Christ.
never get it. I'm just saying in general.
Well, my third and final rule to live by, and it's, it can basically be summed up in, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Yes, that's
everything
a good one.
that you look to accomplish, you need to see every step that should be taken, and then walk yourself through it step by step, right?
Yeah.
But you need to write out the steps. You need to visualize these things. You need to visualize the outcome that you're looking to achieve.
Yeah.
Right? But everything should be planned out. And when I was a kid, I used to really value spontaneity, like, just doing things spur of the moment. And it had its value. There was a value to that spontaneity. There was a lot of fun in it, right? But I grew up to realize that spontaneity is not going to bring the greatest of results. It'll bring a great experience sometimes. Right? Sometimes. It's hit or miss. Right? But planning, the idea that my wife plans an itinerary around all of our vacations works. It's so much better than just twiddling our thumbs and like doing a spur of the moment. Oh yeah, let's go do this, because it doesn't always line up.
Right.
But planning is a great thing. So, even in us doing these podcast episodes, I think, the more we plan, the more we talk it out, I think we're definitely headed for a better outcome. Mm-hmm. Because, I want to say, again, the spontaneity, the freestyling, it has its value. It's a great thing. It's a great practice.
Yeah.
Right? But when you work out when you walk out an itinerary, agenda, awesome.
Yeah.
And those are words to live by. Huh? Bringing one to know you. So, last segment. Doormen stories.
Doormen stories.
Huh. Pretty. Oh, okay. I got one. Worked at a gentleman's club. Are you going to
repeat your story from last week?
Huh?
Are you going to repeat your story from last week?
I won't name names because a person in this story is kind of famous. I'll just give him an alias.
That's weird. I was gonna say we should do our most famous person that we've dealt with in the bar stories.
Wow.
Well, great minds, folks. Great minds.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna leave this person anonymous.
I think you should say their name.
No, I'll leave this person anonymous.
Say their name.
I don't want to put them out there like this. So,
because they might be listening.
Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows?
Come on, dude. You have to say it.
I don't know. We'll figure it out after. But so here's the story. So worked at a gentleman's club, and we had some interesting entrepreneurs coming through this club. And then so a guy had been making an appearance every shift I was at for about a week, and then so I want to say it had to be a Monday night. He invites me out. Invites me and another bouncer out to, I think we were going to IHOP after the club closed. So
big time.
After 2:00, he was like, "Man, come get something to eat with us, man. Steak and eggs." I like steak and eggs. So I was like, "Cool." So
he just figured you like steak
one of his
and eggs.
customers. He made an appearance on the big screen, and he had been coming there a lot within that last few weeks. The entrepreneur himself had made his little hard appearances for the week, and his customer was there. Pretty famous guy, pretty well known guy. He had we had seen him on and off for the previous three weeks probably. Anyway, so we make our way to IHOP, and at the table we're all sitting. So we have this entrepreneur, and then he has like a security type guy, like a goon. Mm-hmm. Right, and then there's two of us that came from the bar or the strip club, and then there's famous guy, and then so famous guy, he's getting like super antsy. He's like, talking about all of the goodies that he likes to get from this entrepreneur, and then so he's like just getting annoying, just outright annoying. So our buddy, our gracious host says, "Hey." He turns to his goon. He's like, "Hey, you know what? Do me a favor. Just take him and get him what he wants, right? Get him what he wants." And it was kind of like a sarcastic, "Get him what he wants."
Right.
So
whoop his ass.
Hold on. So we're midway through the meal. Food came. His famous guy's food came, just sitting there. We're grubbing. Goon comes back in. No famous guy. So so I eat up, and then I was like, this guy still hadn't come back, and I turned to the guy and I was like, "Hey, you know what, man? Appreciate it, man. I left him, some money." I was like, "Man, I gotta head out, man. A long drive. Gotta head back." So I walked through the parking lot. So I see this car kind of doing this shaky thing, right? And then, but the trunk is popped, right? So I just kind of peeked, and famous guy's in the trunk of the car, trying to get out. I guess he woke up and he was trying to get himself out. He was
better than two legs in a trash can like that.
I don't know if that was his own car, but those are pretty nice car. I was like, Fuck.
Did you help him?
You did get annoying, bro.
Did you help him out?
No.
Good for you.
No.
I'd have closed the trunk.
Hey, he was getting annoying.
I'd be like, excuse me, hold on. Close the trunk. Start over.
I should have. Yeah, it was funny.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So my stories, all from the bar in Colorado. One time there was a pitcher on the Rockies. His name was Denny Nagel. He tried to come in and he didn't have an ID and he was already too wasted. So we said, no, you can't come in because you're already too drunk and you don't have an ID. I said, I mean, I know who you are, but you have an ID, so you can't come in.
He's like, I'm famous.
So he said, yeah. So he says, fine, leaves. The next morning, I see in the news that he got caught drunk picking up a prostitute on Market Street. And then his career was ruined. Wow. Second one was the oldest son from Home Improvement.
Okay.
Is a huge Red Sox fan. Yeah. Huge Red Sox fan. When the Red Sox were playing the Rockies in the World Series, our bar we worked at was like, I mean, you could hear the game. That's how close it was to the bar. Wow. So after the game, he comes in. We have a line of hundreds of people. And he just like goes and I'm like, hey, man. He's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, no. There's a line. He's like, really? I got to stand on the line? I'm like, yeah. You haven't done shit for 12 fucking years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Go.
You know what? Yeah.
And then there was another guy on the Rockies. His name was Jay Payton. And forever and a day, hated this guy after I had an encounter with him. Because he came to the bar. It was a Thursday night. Came to the bar and I'm like, hey, do you have your ID? And again, I knew who he was. But I'm asking for your ID because you need an identification to get into the bar. He hands me his MLB player card, which just has his name on it and the team he plays for.
Right.
I'm like, bro, your ID. He's like, bro, I play for the Rockies. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you don't know who I am? I'm like, as a matter of fact, I do. You are a bench playing right fielder that hits 190. You are a nobody.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, really, bro? You going to be like that? Wow, yeah. I said, let me see your ID. So he goes, well, I don't have it. I'm like, well, get the fuck out of here.
That's kind of an asshole move, though. Come on, man.
Don't give a shit. Don't be cocky and hand me a fucking player's card. If you're going to be cocky, hand me 100. Maybe I'll
Right.
You don't have me a player's card, bro. Fuck off.
Oh, my God,
but
man.
No again, love. He came at me thinking, do you know who I am? I'm like, as a matter of fact, I do. You are a second-rate, 2-bit right fielder batting 190.
I have one story like that, right? It was a New Year's Eve party, right? And then so I was guarding this partition, splitting it's kind of like a VIP because it was a VIP room, I guess. So the guy from Black Eyed Peas, the guy with the mohawk and the shades,
Will.i.am?
Not Will.i.am. The other another guy, he's kind of.
Oh, I think his name is Who Gives a Fuck.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, I didn't even know that he was a part of the Black Eyed Peas, but apparently he was a big deal. So he comes up, and the guy's like, "Yeah, he's tall." So I was like, "Give me your ID." He was like, "You don't know who I am?" I was like, "Nah, bro." They had to bring me a poster, bro. They had to bring me a poster. Show me that this guy was actually a part.
I still would have been like, "Hey, you're the fourth one. You're the one all the way in the back." How would anybody know who you are?
Right. Yeah, shorter guy. It was definitely not Will.i.am, but shorter, kind of black and Asian combination.
Oh, I'd have been like, "Yeah, I don't know who the fuck you are."
I didn't know. I really truly didn't know. But he was so offended, bro. My man was like, "What do you mean, Black Eyed Peas?" Dog?
Like, what do? Do you press the key on the DJ board? What is it? What is it you do?
I don't know, dude.
See, that's the thing. When people get like,
When you
again,
get offended like that?
This guy is just like you play for the Rockies, first of all. But nobody in Colorado gives a shit about the Rockies.
You know what? Rocky fans will not appreciate.
No, Rocky fans will understand that their team is dog shit, and they know. The owners,
oh boy,
of the Rockies are terrible. Just dismantle the team. But anyway, don't come to me and give me your fucking MLB player card. That's it. ID, or say, hey man, I don't have it, but I play for the Rockies. I'm
fair,
cool.
Fair enough.
Get
Fair
in.
enough. Right? Hey, and with that, I think we slapped you in the face with some great
stories.
and we're out.
Peace.